morning, dear students. Welcome to Gurudeva online classes. Dear students, in last class, we had discussed about force, a push and a pull. And the next point we had discussed in previous class, that is force due to an interaction of two objects. And the last point we discussed in previous class, that is exploring forces. Now we are going to discuss next point, that is a force can change the state of motion. Dear students, we know that is maybe changing the direction of the motion, and that is increasing in speed, and that is stop to moving. These all points we are discussed in previous classes. Dear students, let us find out what happens when we apply force on an object, that is changing the direction of the motion, or that is changing in the shape of the object, or that is increasing in the speed. What happens when we apply force on an object? Dear students, let us see small activity here.
Hello everyone, my name is Karthik Vijay. I am studying in class 8th of AA section. Now I am going to perform the activity 7.3. Take a rubber ball, place it on the level surfaces. Now gently push the ball along the level surface. Does the ball begin to move? Yes, the ball begin to move. Now push the ball when it is still moving. Is there any change in the speed? Yes, there is change in the speed. It is increased or decreased? It is increased. Place your palm when in front of the moving ball. Remove your palm as soon as the moving ball touches it. Does your palm apply a force on the ball? Yes, our palm apply a force on the ball. What happens to the speed of the ball now? Does it increase or decrease? It will decrease now. Thank you.
Dear students, you have seen here small activity. By observing this activity, we have to know here when we apply force on an object. When we apply force on any object, that is changing in the speed. When we apply the force repeatedly, that is changing in the speed, that is increasing in the speed. And the next point we have to know here, when we apply the force on an object, the direction of the motion also changing and speed of the object also increasing. And next point, if we apply the force in opposite direction of an object, that is stop to move, the speed of the object decreases. These all points we have to understand by this activity. Dear students, you might recall similar situations when a football player playing a football, when he taking a penalty kick in the football. Before hitting the football, the ball is at rest position. When he taking the penalty kick, when he hitting the football, that is moving from one place to another place, and speed of the football also increasing. And when a goalkeeper trying to stop the football to reach the goal, when he applying force in opposite direction, the speed of the ball decreases, that ball becoming again at rest position. The speed of the football is 0. Dear student, by this situation we have to understand here, when we apply the force on an object, that is speed is increases. When we apply the force in opposite direction, that object becomes again 0 position, and speed of an object, that is decreases. These all points we have to understanding by this situation. Dear student, let us see another one activity here.
I am Dhruv Jain. Now I am explaining about when we are beating to stick to the tire, why it moves forcefully and increases its speed. Now I am explaining it. When we are beating with the stick to the tire, we give our full body force to the tire, and we beat with the stick to its backside. When we are beating, it goes forcefully. I hope you all understand the lesson. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you.
Dear student, by this activity, we have to understand this point when we apply force on an object. When we apply the force on an object, the speed of the object increases. When we apply the force repeatedly, on an object, the speed of the speed of an object increases fastly. And when we apply the force on an object, that force can change the state of the motion. These are all points we have to understand by observing these activities. Dear student, let us see another some applications of force.
Hello everyone, my name is Karthik Vijay. I am studying in class 8th of AS section. Now I am going to perform the activity 7.4. Take a ball and place it on a level surface as you did in the activity 7.3. Make a ball move by giving it a push. Now place a ruler in its path while it is shown in the figure 7.8b. In doing so, you would apply a force on the moving ball. Does the ball continue to move in the same direction after it strikes the ruler? No, the ball will not move in the same direction if it strikes the ruler. Repeat this activity and try to obstruct the moving ball by using the ruler in such a way that it makes the directed angles on its path. In each case, note the observations about the direction of the motion of the ball after it strikes the ruler. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Sanjay. Now I am going to do the activity of the lesson of force under pressure. For doing this activity, we need the two materials, that is, one is the scale and one is the ball. Now first you take the ball and keep it in a level surface. Now throw the ball like this. It moves in a straight line. Now do the same activity by using the scale. Now you throw the ball by distracting the scale in its way like this. Now when we throw the ball like this, it bounces back. This is due to the application of force. Thank you everyone.
Hi, my name is Maitri. I am studying in 8th standard aware section and I am going to do 4 activities. By these activities, we can know the object will change into a state of a motion or will change into a shape or with the other shapes. So this is the activity 1. The objects needed are the plate and the chapati stuff. So the first we are going to take a chapati stuff and press it. See, this changed the shape. So this changed the shape. This chapati duff will change its shape, and see this shape, but it will not change into a motion. And the second activity, the objects needed are the nail and rubber. See, first we have to put the nail and rubber by hanging it. See, it is a shape of a circle. By hanging it, and we have to pulling it with the free hand. So this change its shape. This is not will change the motion. So the third activity is objects need are cycle. See, here is a cycle spring and I am going to pull this. So it will change its shape, not a motion. I am going to up this now. See, here it will change the shape. So this is the fourth activity. The materials needed are brick and this metal scale. So I am going to keep now the weighted object on this. See, here there is a gap. So this shows the metal scale change its shape, not a motion. This is all about my activities. So in these 4 activities we can learn the objects, it will change into shape and motion. So in the 4 activities also the objects were changed into other shapes. So by this we can learn the objects they can change into other shape also.
Hi everyone, My name is K.M. Guruprasad. I am studying in 8th standard Atharva section. Now I am going to explain the 7.5 table of force and pressure. Now, what do you conclude from the observation of the table 7.2? Yes, the two members are trying to push an heavy load. Now you take an heavy table that can move by only pushing hard. And now you try to push by yourself. Does it move? No. Now ask your friend to push and help you. Yes, it can move easily. Yes, because your both energy and force is fall on the table. What happens if you apply the force and inflated balloon between the palms? See, it bursts. And now what is meaning of inflate? Inflate is to fill an expandable and structure with air or gas to make it larger. And what happens the ball of dough when it is made to make the chapati? See, the dough is very circle and neatly. See, after rolling the chapati, the shape also changes and it becomes larger. This chapati is from our force. What happens if you press the rubber ball pasted on the table? Yes, it changes its shape and it can move one place to another place. Yes, you have seen in these all examples that force without force any of the shape cannot changes. In these all examples, above examples, you may realize it that without a force any shapes cannot be changed and one of the object cannot move from itself. And you may realize a force. For example, may make an object move or rest, may bring out the shape change in the object, or may bring a change in the shape of an object. See how the Dutch is after rolling, how the Dutch has become. This is also an example for the force. By this we can know none of the actions cannot be taken place with the action of the force. Thus the objects cannot change speed by itself and the objects cannot move itself.
Dear student, next point I am taking here contact force. Dear student, contact force means when forces are interaction between two objects in physical contact, that is we can say to be contact force. Dear student, first point in contact force I am taking here, that is the muscular force. The force resulting due to the action of muscles is known as the muscular force. Dear student, for example, when we lifting bucket of the water, we are holding the bucket by our hand. This is, we can say, muscular force because we are holding by our muscles. So we can say this is one of the example for muscular force. Dear student, let us see some more examples here. Dear student, when you holding a book in your hand, when you holding your book, you have to contact with the book. To hold the book, you have to apply the force. This force we can say that is the muscular force. And another example, dear student, when you lifting your school bag, when you bringing school bag from your home to school, you holding the bag. When you contacting by physically, then only you able to hold the school bag. This is also one of the example for muscular force. Dear student, muscular force means the force resulting due to the action of muscles. That is, we can say muscular force. And see, we have so many activities in our body also. Dear student, when you breathing, your lungs also expanding when you breathing. Okay, this is also one of the example for muscular force. And your heart, when pumping the blood, that is also showing muscular force. Hitting a ball, this is also one of the example for muscular force. And throwing a ball, this is also one of the example for muscular force when you pushing the door, when you pulling the door. These all examples for muscular force. Dear student, not only human being, animals also using muscular force. Animals also using their muscular force to move one place to another place, and to carry people from one place to another place, and to pulling the load from one place to another place. Animals also using muscular force. Dear friend, these are all examples for muscular force. Dear friend, next point I am taking here, that is the frictional force. Dear students, frictional force means the forces opposes motion when two surfaces in contact to move with respect to each other. That is, we can say frictional force. Dear friend, frictional force always acting in the opposite direction. Dear friend, for example, a ball rolling down the floor slows down and finally it stops to move because of the frictional force. Which objects opposes the motion, those force we can say frictional force. Dear friend, in today's class we discussed that when we applying force and an object, that is changing in the motion of an object, and when we applying force and an object, that is changing in the shape also. And we discussed in today's class what is the mean by contact force. Dear friend, remaining points I am going to discuss in next video. Thank you.